Hello, Karin. So you want to know why we're atheists, Karin?
Yeah, I just want to know what you guys base it off of.
So we define atheism as the lack of belief in a God, and I don't believe because I haven't seen sufficient evidence to warrant belief in a God.
So you don't base it off because you haven't seen him, or what?
I'm open to all sorts of evidence. We have evidence for quarks, we have evidence for the Big Bang, we have evidence for, I don't know.
No, I understand what you're saying. There is plenty of evidence all over the world for a lot of things. I understand that.
Yes.
But all I'm saying is, do you guys maybe also base it off because you haven't seen him with your own eyes? Is that another factor to it?
Well, even if something appeared right now in front of us that we couldn't necessarily explain, it's not something that I would attribute to a deity. It would just be, this is an unexplained phenomenon. Let's explore this further. And so it's not necessarily that, something hasn't appeared before my eyes. It's just the culmination that I have not been convinced of, what I've seen in the world and, our understanding of the universe as it is at this time. That's nothing that's leading me to that conclusion on that side. But we could be wrong, but unless I have a reason or substantiated evidence to think differently, this is the most intellectually honest position that I can take.
Well, now I can't hear him, Eric.
Oh, can you hear us? Are we still good?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, the only reason why I was getting at that point of being able to physically see him, with your own eyes, and maybe that would be a factor to why you guys maybe don't believe, as I was just going to say, just like with spirits, with whatever you want to call them, ghost, image, spirit, people don't believe in them neither, but I do because I've seen it before. So just because, you don't see something don't mean it don't exist, is all I'm trying to say.
So it would seem that your God could if your God could make himself visible to you, he could make himself visible to everybody, right?
Well, yeah, I imagine things go certain ways because people are at different points in their lives, whatever's going on in their lives. We wake up at different levels on being able to go through different things in life,
But
where
we have a TV show. We have this skepticism thing going on, and it's a bit of a juggernaut at this point. We have thousands and thousands of subscribers. If God could come and convince us, or appear on the show, we could put him right here in the middle. We would maybe change our tune, and wouldn't that be good for whatever religions?
I understand what you're saying. I do.
Yeah, but even like when you were referencing, ghosts and spirits and saying that you believe them, even though you acknowledge that other people don't because they haven't seen them, what I will say is kind of reiterate what I said before. Seeing something doesn't necessarily mean that this was a spirit or this was a ghost. Like I don't deny that your experience or that you had an experience, because your experience is your own, but there's a little more layering to that, because if I'm seeing something, or if an apparition kind of appeared, first of all, I'd be, that's interesting. That's not something that normally happens. Acknowledging that I'm having this experience, but I don't necessarily attribute that to anything in particular without trying to find out, okay, what was this? Did anyone else see it? Can anyone else corroborate this experience that I just had? Was it just me? Is it something internal to me, or is it something that actually happened where other people can also be affected by this experience? And so it's a little more than just the seeing it.
The reason why I do believe is because I not only myself have seen something, but my two daughters have, seen something at the same time, the same thing that I've seen before in broad daylight, and they're, in their 20s now, but when they were younger, like, 8 and 12 or something like that, I don't remember now, it's been a long time ago, but it was in the daytime, and we're sitting in the living room, and I was reading a newspaper, sitting on the couch, and they were watching cartoons. Nobody was scared. Nobody was thinking of nothing. And, and then we seen this little, I don't know how you explain it. It's like a dark matter coming through the living room floor, but not on the floor, going right past us. It scared us all three so bad that, we yelled and jumped up and ran out. We all seen the same thing. That's, like I said, maybe other people haven't seen stuff. I know I got a 16-year-old that hasn't seen stuff, and he finds it hard to believe. He don't believe in it, of course, that I've, he was trying to tell me it's a mass hallucination or something. That's what scientists say. But like I told him, I don't
that can
believe
be an
that.
explanation, but it sounds like you had a sort of a mysterious occurrence and you interpreted it a certain way, and I don't know that I would have jumped to that conclusion, because in order for something to be a god or a ghost or whatever, it certainly is helpful to know that those things exist, or those things have some sort of presence to begin with, right?
There's strange things that go on in this world.
Yes.
That's unexplainable.
Yes. And we're prone to mistakes, and we're prone to suggestion. And it's possible that you made it a particular interpretation, and your daughters followed suit because that made sense, or because you were raised in this particular belief system, that was where you went for.
No, I wasn't raised in that kind of belief system at all.
Okay.
Actually, I had a very mean, hateful stepdad, and we never went to church. We never did anything. So, no, I wasn't raised up to believe in anything.
Okay.
I don't push it on my kids, neither. I never made them go to church or nothing. I believe in God in my own heart. I don't push it on my kids. They don't never have to go to church or anything. They don't want to do like that. I go once in a blue moon myself. I hardly never go, but that don't mean that I don't love God and believe in Him. I still do, but on my own terms. I don't push it on the world or on nobody.
Yeah.
That's everybody's right to their own beliefs and feelings. I agree with that. I'm just saying, just because you can't see something don't mean it don't exist. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine, but the time to believe in something is when there's sufficient evidence for it. Personally, if I had an experience like that, I would just sort of categorize this as something weird happened to me, and I don't know what it was, and I might be, willing to investigate it a fair bit to satisfy my curiosity, or I might just say, hey, this mysterious thing happened to me, and I don't know what it was, and I'm going to just leave it uninterpreted. That's kind of how I would approach something like that.
Well, that's basically what I've done for all these years. My kids are way up and older now. I'm 56, so I hardly ever talk about it.
Yeah. Right. But when you attribute it to saying that, it was a ghost or a spirit or something like that, that's...
Well, I don't know what it was, honestly. I'm just saying,
right.
It was something totally out of the ordinary.
Yeah. And
totally unexplainable. My daughters reacted at the same instant time I did, They've seen it, obviously.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't know what it was. I wish I could shed more light on it.
Sure.
But I know, I don't either.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you for your call, Karin. I appreciate it. And I hope you call again sometime.
Thank you guys, too.
Thank you.
You guys take care.
All right.
Have a good day, rest of your day.
All right,
you too.